Have you ever looked at YouTubers and wondered how the hell have they got that car? What do they do? How have they afforded it? Do they finance it? Because I know I have. Countless times I've been sat on YouTube thinking, how the fuck does that guy drive that whip? Well, today, I'm sure some of you wonder how I've managed to get that AMG GTS over there. I'm going to be revealing all my secrets, how I was able to afford it, and what I actually do to pay for that car. So buckle your seatbelts. I'm going to be honest with you today, because no, I'm not a multi-trillionaire. Money doesn't grow on trees, and honestly, it wasn't as easy of a decision to do as I wanted to, but all will be revealed later in the video. We're going to jump in the AMG and go for a little drive, and I'm going to talk to you through every little nook and cranny of the deal that I got with it and why I did it. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to tell you guys about this because I feel like once I've shown you guys and told you guys how I managed to do it, it could actually open the gateway for many of you guys to be able to do the same thing as me, because honestly, it isn't as crazy as it sounds. So buckle your seatbelts. If this is your second or third time here and you haven't subscribed, well, now is a good time to pause the video and subscribe. Good. Thanks for doing that. Now we're on the same page. And just before we get going, I am doing a giveaway for a pair of Jordan 4s, which I'll put on the screen now, worth over £500. 500 quid. All you got to do is comment below, I've entered, and you'll be entered. And the giveaway will be going as soon as I hit 27,000 subscribers, which isn't very far away. Do that now, and you never know, you could be having a nice £500 pair of trainers for Christmas. Even if you don't want the trainers, I'll be sending over 350 quid cash as a alternative if you don't want the trainers. So it's completely up to you guys. Anyway, let's go and jump in the Mercedes and get chatting. Quick little background on the car if you don't already know. It is an AMG GTS 2016 and I've had it wrapped in a kind of satin chrome blue from Hexus. I'm not sure on what the actual colour is. I'm sure it's like a Magno turquoise. Standard brakes, standard everything. It's actually got an aftermarket exhaust on it, which I didn't actually put on, so I don't know the name of it. And I haven't actually had the car up and had a look underneath yet. I've got a spoiler to go on, which I haven't put on yet. Other than that, it's completely stock. The mods haven't really started, to be honest with you. But yeah, in today's market, the car is currently valued at about £70,000. The market's actually got a little bit stronger since I bought it, which is great for the deal that I had on the car. But anyway, enough talking rubbish. Let's get in the car, and I'll show you the quick spec inside. There you go. Love that unlocking system. So I've got black and red interior with the carbon center console. Standard steering wheel, pretty standard everything else. Obviously had to go for the Burmeister sound system, wasn't essential for me. Red seat belts. I have actually got the comfort seats as opposed to the sporty racing bucket seats, because I did have a go and test drove one with the bucket seats and I found them insanely uncomfortable. I put a lot of miles on the car, so I want to be comfortable when I'm driving. That's the main thing. So let's jump in and get going. Yes, my people, so we're in the AMG GTS. You're my passenger for the day. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. But we're going to cut the shit and we're going to get straight into the nitty gritty. So yes, my AMG GTS is financed. There is zero chance I would ever be able to afford a car like this if it wasn't financed. Zilcho. I haven't got 70k just to whack in a car. And to be honest with you, unless you're a multi-trillionaire, there's no point doing that. Like, why would you put that much money into a car? Because then your money's locked in until you sell it. And with the deal I've got with this car, it's a very, very special deal. So I put a deposit down, I have the monthly payments, and then I have a balloon payment at the end. Depending on the value of the car, if the car has gone up in value, I get to keep the added equity on the car. So, for example, I pay £50,000 for the car. I pay £30,000 off with my deposit and my monthly payments. So I've got a £20,000 balloon payment. I pay the £20,000 balloon payment. I keep the car. The car owes me 50. The car cost me 50 grand. I could then sell the car for 70k, earn 20 grand profit on the car after having it for 4 years. Second, I could sell the car and not pay the balloon payment. So I could sell the car for £70,000, pay the balloon payment and get 50 grand. So technically the car has cost me nothing over the 4 years of owning it. That is the beauty of the finance deal that I've got on this car. But on the flip side, if the car goes down in value, the balloon payment stays the same. So then I could actually have to lose money when I sell it. But you know what? I don't think the car's going to go down in value. I've done a lot of research into it. I've spoke to a lot of experts and financial advisors, and they said that the car is pretty much at the lowest point it will ever get to, because Mercedes will be stopping production of this car very, very soon. The 2022 laws with the electric cars and shit, that's going to prevent it even further. So that's where we're at with this. So I wasn't even going to buy the car. That's the crazy shit. So I always said to myself, if I can get myself, when I started YouTube, in a position where the YouTube income can pay for the monthly payments on this car, I will sell my car, use that as a deposit, and do this. And then I got to a point in about March, April, May, where it was consecutively earning me enough money to be able to afford this car. So I started thinking, maybe I'm gonna do it. But then I was like, no, stupid. It's a bad financial move. You shouldn't do it. And then, you know, you got them two parts of your brain. You got the devil and the angel. One's like, you gotta do it. You only live once. And the other one's like, be sensible, be sensible. And I got the GTR, the Nissan GTR. Took it down to GVE to sell it. And whilst I was down there, I said to myself, I'm just gonna have a little look. What's the worst that can happen? A little browse, just a little bit of window shopping. But you know what car salesmen are like? They're straight on you. They get you. So I saw a black GTS. It was actually, they wanted 52 grand for it in GVE. So fucking cheap. I couldn't believe it. So I said, give me an example of a finance deal on this. I was expecting them to say 10 grand deposit, £1,200 a month, and I was going, yeah mate, whatever, I can't afford that. So he comes back to me and goes, you put £12,500 down on this car today, your monthly payments are £240. Right? 240 quid. I couldn't believe it. He had me. He instantly had me. So I said to him, right, I like the sound of that. I sent him over £5,000 straight away as a deposit, because I was like, I need this car, rash decision, I'm going to do it. So I did it, and he said, right, we just got to do some final credit checks on you, make sure that you can get this finance deal that I said, and then the car's basically yours, you just got to finish paying the deposit. The deal originally was 12.5 grand deposit, £250 a month. I didn't actually have the 12.5 grand, so I'd had to have sold my Porsche, which I hadn't done at that point in time. So I listed it straight on the market and I sold it. I believe that was what happened. I'm not sure. Anyway, no, I think I had sold my Porsche at that time, and I was about to buy the BMW IA. Oh, I can't remember. So anyway, I said to him, that sounds great. Anyway, 2 weeks later, I was debating whether to do it or not. I can't afford it. I would rather have the money in my bank to be able to use and invest rather than in a car. But then as well, I said to myself, if I can get to that point, I'm going to do it. So I was toying between the idea. He come back and said the credit checks didn't go through right. You can't actually borrow that amount of money. You have to have a higher deposit and a higher monthly payment. So the deal, actually, he come back to me and said you have to put £15,000 down, and it's £670 a month, which is drastically different from the deal that he first gave me. So I wasn't sure on it, but then, you know what, the impulse purchase in me, I was like, I can't afford that much a month. I don't know what insurance is going to be, but you only live once. And I said to myself at the start of the year, if I could afford to do it, the YouTube money was just about going to cover that. I said, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I did it, and here we are now. Impulse choice. It was probably the worst financial decision I could have made at the time, probably still made. It's affected how much I can borrow on a mortgage. It's affected loads of things. I've put myself in a bit of a financial position by doing it, but on the same token, I can get out the deal anytime I want to. My equity is safe in the car because it's not plummeting out the bottom. And you only live once. There comes a point in life where the sensible decisions and doing shit, like, you got to take risks and you've got to enjoy yourself, because life is fucking short and I could die tomorrow. And that's how I look at things sometimes. Not every decision I make in my life, because that would be stupid. Don't do that. But sometimes you think, I will die tomorrow. I've got no kids, I've got no family, I haven't got a house at the minute, nobody depends on me. So I thought, if I'm ever going to do it, if I've ever got an opportunity where it works, now is that time. So I did it. So my deal, 15 grand deposit, which was basically paid for by my Porsche, and £670 a month, which is fully covered by my YouTube earnings. So all I can really say is thank you so much, guys, for supporting me and being able to put me in a position where I can afford the car of my dreams. 4 years ago, I never ever would have thought I'd have been able to do it. Even 6 months ago, I never thought that I would be in this position. And with a few risks and a few chances taken, I'm here, and I made it. It's nuts. It's nuts, and I still can't believe the car's mine. Sometimes I feel embarrassed to drive it because I feel like I shouldn't. I'm not worthy of owning this car, but that's life, innit? That is life. It's mad. So every time I get in it, I fucking love it, and that's why I always feel like I have to say thank you, because honestly, I mean it. This is because of what we've got going on this channel. It's mad. It's mad. But that's enough of the soppy bullshit thank yous, because that ain't what I'm about. But yeah, but I wanted to say, guys, you can literally do this. Start a YouTube channel, start your own business, chase your fucking goals, because you never know, with 6 months of hard work and striving, how your position and how your perspective on life can change. It doesn't take 25 years to achieve your dreams. You can do it so fast. I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet, and I'm nowhere near financially comfortable to be able to afford this. But I'm on the right steps, I'm on the way, and I'm taking the chances, so that's all I can say, really. Right, let's get this in fucking Sports Plus, and I'll show you guys why I wanted this car. Did you hear that change instantly? Listen. Woo! Gotta go slow around the bends, especially on the wet days. This car just wants to slide everywhere. The AMGs were not built with weight on the arse. It is honestly on command. Jesus Christ. Jesus. I could go into a separate story of how I was able to afford the deposit, because I started a little side hustle when I was 17, which then led me to be able to buy my cars in cash from Copart and repair them for the last couple of years. That's how I basically have built up my money. I can go into detail about that in another video if you want to hear about it, but today was just talking about how I afforded this and the finance deals in it. If you guys are going to look at getting a car, finance deals are definitely the way forward. And you know what? This car will actually put me in a better financial position after it, and if I was just to lease a brand new M4 or something like that, because of the way depreciation works and how the value of cars changes, I urge you, before you jump into a lease deal, look at finance deals on older cars. Yes, you will not have the luxury of MOTs and services and stuff like that, but what you might find is that the value of the car will not change as much, and you might be able to get more equity out of the car when you finish, as opposed to them deals. But on the same token, if you've got a dream car and you can afford to do it, fuck it, do it. Honestly, live your fucking dreams, live your best life, and don't worry about what anybody else says. If I had a penny for the amount of time somebody told me don't do that, don't start a YouTube channel, don't do this, it's never gonna work, honestly, I'd be a trillionaire. So yeah, that's my message of the day. Don't listen to any other fucking idiot on this planet. Do exactly what that fucking and that thing tells you to do, and you can do anything you want to in life. Easy as that, easy as that. Right, we're back home, let's finish the video outside. That is the AMG GTS in a nutshell. It's not as glamorous as probably you were thinking, and yeah, money doesn't grow on trees. I just want to emphasize that fact. I wish it did, I fucking wish it did. I'd be a multi-millionaire, I'd have a massive garden with loads of trees, but it doesn't. So you can hear the fans coming on because that little rev at the end. And yeah, make sure you enter the giveaway. If you want to find out more about my story, or you want me to talk about the little side hustle I had going when I was younger, then I'm happy to talk about that. But for today's video, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys around here soon. Peace out, motherfucker.